Are you about to go to the studio to record your very first single or EP, or is that something that you want to do in the future? Is that part of the dream and part of the goal? I'm Courtney Waldron. I'm a voice coach, and this is Insta Technique, the series where I bring you interesting, actionable info to make your voice the way you want it. So I think that a lot of us who learn to sing have dreams about being a recording artist someday. And because of the way the world works now with Spotify and iTunes and recording equipment that we can set up in our houses, I have some right here. You can do this. You don't need a record label's permission. There are no gatekeepers. You can manage your own career. And so I want to help you feel confident to record. Of course, as with anything, if you've never done it before, there's going to be anxiety and nerves. You're going to feel scared. You're going to feel like you're out of your element. And I want to make that easier for you. I have 4 things that you can do in order to really prepare yourself for your first recording session. Even if you don't have a recording session scheduled right now, if this is something that you know you want to do in the future, now is the time to start preparing. Number 1 is an obvious one, but it makes sense, okay? Work with a vocal coach who has studio experience. There are a lot of voice coaches out there. There are a lot of people who went to school to teach voice, and they're all very wonderful people, and I'm sure they're all very qualified. But if they haven't actually done any studio work, they're not going to be able to talk you through how that works. Not only should you be working with a vocal coach who has experience and who can talk you through it and make you feel comfortable, you should take them to the studio if your budget and geography allows. A lot of voice coaches are happy to spend time in the studio with you, and they will often charge less than their actual hourly rate because they will be there with you all day. They get to kind of sit back and enjoy themselves and listen to the music instead of having to sit at the piano all day. So it's a win-win for everybody. Number 2, practice 4 or 5 times a week. The most important thing about practicing is that it helps you develop a relationship with your voice. The more you show up for your voice, the more your voice shows up for you, so that even when you're in a brand new situation like a recording studio, you know that even with the nerves, your voice always shows up when you do something. When you warm up this way, or you do a lip trill before you come in on your first line in your song and you always nail it, you're going to have that relationship with yourself. You're going to trust yourself, and trusting yourself is the most important thing as an artist and as a physical singer. Trust, trust, trust. Number 3, record yourself a lot so you get used to hearing yourself recorded. So if you have a setup where you have a microphone and some headphones, definitely do that. It doesn't even have to be a nice microphone. If you have GarageBand, for example, plug in your headphones so you get used to hearing yourself in the headphones, because that's what you'll be hearing in a recording studio. But even more than that, record yourself and listen back. You need to know what you sound like. It's going to sound better in the studio, but you need to have a basic understanding of what's coming back at you when you do something specific, because you are the artist and you know what you want to sound like, and you're going to want to know when you get to the studio what you need to do to sound the way you want to sound. And 4, this really gets down to the mindset and the heart of the anxiety and the fear that we sometimes feel when we do something new. Write down or say aloud affirmations from now until you get to that studio. Take direct aim at what you're worried about. When your brain tells you something negative, tell it the opposite. So I'm going to give you an example. For my first studio session, I'd done studio sessions in the past, but this was my first studio session as my own artist, where I was bankrolling the project and I was hiring the people to work for me. And I still felt like I needed to defer to everybody else's opinions. I was very intimidated because they were pro musicians, Grammy nominated, working in a great studio that had produced platinum records, okay? And I was just scared of speaking up for myself. So after our first practice session, where I was listening back to what we had worked on and I didn't love it, and I was so disappointed, I had to tell myself, like, I'm the artist. My name is going on this project and my money is paying for it. So I need to say what I want. And so what I did was I wrote affirmations that I could repeat to myself daily. I am an artist. I am worthy of making my own decisions. I am smart and capable and talented. Like, I just told myself all these things every day. And I got to our official studio session and I talked with my producer and I said, listen, after thinking about some of the decisions we made the last time, I'm really not satisfied with these specific things. And it wasn't everything. A lot of what had happened was very good and I was very happy with it. But there were just a few things. I said, this, and this. I want to change that. And everyone was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. And here I had been bracing for this big backlash, like, well, we're professionals and we believe in our own opinions and we think you're wrong. That didn't happen. Everyone was like, yeah, this is your music. You should have it the way you want it. So trust yourself. And if you don't, write those affirmations and reprogram those core beliefs about yourself because it will pay off in the end. So to recap, what can you do to prep for your first studio session ever? Work with a vocal coach who has studio experience. Take them with you. 2, practice and build your relationship with your voice. 3, record yourself a lot and listen to yourself a lot. And 4, write and say your affirmations daily. That's all. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's not a lot. If this is what you want to do, if this is how you want to make your money, if this is how you want to spend your life, that is going to be such an integral part of what you do with your routine as a musician. So go out there and get it done. And if you need a voice coach who has studio experience, I'm right here. Shoot me a DM and I'd love to talk to you. Okay, bye.